AnnickMagac, the author of Clear, a speaker, a coach, and a designer. And tonight I want to talk about being a mentor and finding a mentor as well. This subject has come up because I actually just spent some time writing a blog post on my mentor, one of my mentors who just passed away, which really sucked. But the reason why this is so much on my mind, I mean, obviously because the gentleman passed away, he was my speaking mentor, that I'm also the president of my Toastmaster Club, which is a speaking club. Thank you, Mary Alice. And one of the things that we do is that we find mentors for people who are speaking or want to speak. And when I first came into this idea of getting a mentor or having a mentor, thank you, it's different than finding a coach or being a coach. Now, I'm a coach by trade, and that's what I do, and that's how I get paid. Being a mentor is a little bit different. You use your coaching skills, and that, it's helpful if you are a coach or that you have that kind of background, but you don't necessarily need to be a coach to be a mentor to someone. What you really need when you are a mentor is the belief and the ability to be able to be just a little bit of ahead of somebody else trying to go through the same thing, but also the willingness to step into leadership and step into wanting to help people and step into sharing the knowledge you have. We oftentimes can underestimate, thank you, we can often underestimate what we know, and we just take it for granted. For instance, there was somebody that mentioned that you talked about your spaghetti squash recipe, which I'm gonna have to go back and look at. Oftentimes our cooking skills, we just take for granted. Maybe it's something that we picked up. Maybe it's something that we learned over time. But we don't really think about, I could actually probably be a mentor to somebody who really wants to learn how to cook. Or maybe I could be a mentor to somebody taking those same attributes that I use in the kitchen that might be helpful to somebody else. If you're in business, you either own a business or you work somewhere and have a position, you can be a mentor to somebody else that might be interested in what you do or might be interested in learning just a little bit more of what you have. We underestimate, and I'm going to stress this so much, we underestimate so much what we have to give to other people, and we think to ourselves, I'm not good enough to do that. I'm not going to be able to really help anybody else. I mean, I feel like a mess all the time. I can't help somebody else. I can't advise somebody else on how to do this or that. And I want to tell you that yes, you can. There is something that you own, possess, have knowledge on, are freaking awesome and amazing at that you can share with somebody else. I mean, people need help. The whole reason why we go onto social media and that we are looking, go to Google, right? We go out and we look for these answers because we're looking for help. But how awesome would it be to actually have a go-to person on that? Having face-to-face contact or being in touch with a real human is what we really want. I mean, as humans, we're pack animals. We want interconnection with other people. And as we get older, it can be easy to kind of get out of being in a community or being remote from a community. And one way to get back and to talk to people is to volunteer your services or figure out, even at work, can I get more involved? Will I actually be more interested and more inspired to do my work if I actually had a reason to share my knowledge with somebody? And sometimes we think about if we're going to share our knowledge that's actually a negative, that if we share our knowledge somehow we're losing our power. But actually stepping into your power and your leadership and standing up and saying, I know enough about this to want to share it with you. I know enough about this to want to be a leader. That is incredibly empowering. You're going to feel like a rock star, and the person receiving the information from you and benefiting from it is also going to feel like a rock star. You're really going to enhance their life. Now, I said, that my mentor passed away recently, and I was thinking today as I was writing this blog post, if I hadn't had that experience of meeting this man, if I hadn't had the experience in his generosity of sharing what he knew with me, I wouldn't be nearly as far as I am in my speaking, my public speaking. And I just, he really had a huge impact on me. He really pushed me into leadership when I wasn't really thinking about that. I was thinking more about public speaking, and he presented some opportunities to me that I hadn't really thought about. And only he could have done that. Only having that interface with that mentor could have put me in touch in that. And I'm forever grateful for what he's done for me. And so I want you to just know that you can do that to somebody else. And I myself am stepping up and trying to do that for other people. So thank you so much tonight. If you liked what you heard, please let me know. Share this post. You can reach out to me on all social media underneath AnnickMagac. And you can also email me, info@AnnickMagac. I would love to hear if there are any topics that you would like for me to cover on health, fitness, mindset, and design. And it's been an absolute pleasure to spend some time with you tonight.